Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. Today we are doing the first review of the May 2022 Vinegar Syndrome subscription. I guess the May package. And this one I chose because it had the lowest ratings that I've seen around of this whole package. This movie has been pretty thoroughly disliked within the Vinegar Syndrome, I guess, community. And this is a film by William Malone, made in 1980. And this is the film Scared to Death. Victims of the killer kiss, they were scared to death. First and foremost, I did not realize this, but I was putting in the disc. This is what the alternate art looks like, by the way. I was putting in the ultimate disc, or the other disc, and usually on this side, on the left side, that's where the DVD is, and I didn't even look at it, and so I put in this disc. And that disc that I put in is actually the original director's cut. So I completely lucked out. I don't know, for better or for worse, if I lucked out, but I watched it with the director's intent. This movie was dreadful. I really did not like this movie at all. I thought it was supremely boring. It took way too much from better movies from the time. Mainly Alien is for sure the main movie that William Malone stole from. And this is his first movie, so I really try to give him the benefit of a doubt. But this movie was just so bad, in my opinion. The music was absolutely dreadful and uninspired. The creature was shown within the first 5 minutes in its full glory, fine. But that's the number one rule of your creature feature film. That's kind of the first thing you have to follow, is you don't show your creature for at least half of the runtime. That's why Jaws, Jurassic Park, Extra, all these different movies are so good, because they don't show the monster for a while. And it really pays off well. And instead of showing your creature immediately, you build up your characters, which is another big complaint I have about this movie, is that none of the characters are charismatic, are relatable, like anything. And it was really annoying to me, because there was really only ever one active woman in the entire movie at a time. The first one is, of course, murdered, because that's how we got to start, our horror movie creature feature. I understand that, whatever. But the first woman we meet is like a reporter or someone. We don't really get any depth to these characters at all. And this woman is rear-ended by some guy who is a washed-up investigator who is kind of not, I guess, investigating who is murdering all these women around town. And this woman is rear-ended by him, and she's like, "Oh my god, you asshole, you hit my car, like, I can't believe you did this." And so what she does is she gives him, like, all of her contact info after he gives it to her, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, like, you are awful, but I'm going to date you now." And so they meet up, and at his office, that is actually like an apartment bedroom. It was really awful looking. I understand it's a debut director. I try to give, I guess, the budgetary aspects some leeway, because it's his first movie, whatever. But she is immediately enamored with this male character, and he is awful. He is sexist. He does not do really anything. He's always drinking. He's always making jokes about how he's better than everyone. And it's a very tropey I guess, washed up cop character. And the entire movie, I was like, I don't care about this guy at all. And at some point, this woman is gone from the movie. And everyone pretends like she went missing. But in my head, she just didn't want to be in the movie anymore. And it was in the last few minutes of the movie, the last 2 minutes of the movie, that we find out that she's actually been in a coma this entire time. And while she's in the coma, we get another woman who is now the new love interest of our main character. And I was like, I don't care about any of these people. No one should be going to this guy. He is awful. He is uncharismatic. He is manipulative. He's awful. And so he has a cop friend because he's an investigator, like a freelance investigator. And his cop friend is like, hey, we got a lead on this murderer. He's ripping off doors to cars and stuff. A human couldn't do that. And then we get woman character number 3 who comes into the movie. And she's like, oh my gosh, my professor at genetics college was studying genetic mutations and was having experiments with frogs. And she gives the whole exposition, all the background that you need about the monster. And I didn't care about any of it because it looks exactly like Swamp Thing. Anytime there was a chase scene or a scene where it ends up killing somebody, it is exactly like Alien. And to, I guess, resolve the issue of the giant monster that's totally not Swamp Thing, it's actually more like Creature from the Black Lagoon, is more what it looks like. But how they solve it is exactly how the end of The Fly occurs, where they have to trick the monster into going underneath a hydraulic press and it crushes it. And I don't really care about spoilers at all. This is not a movie that you should spend your money on. This is definitely one of my least favorite Vinegar Syndrome titles I've gotten. Death Wish 2, I know that's the most famous one that I've talked about that I've hated. But that movie's a movie, and it wasn't so lazy, in my opinion, because the cinematography also was so slow. It was just doing the basic framing, and that was it. And the acting was serviceable, I think is the best word. I really did not like this movie. I thought it was competent. I mean, it's a debut movie. It was shot with a camera. There were actors. There was a script, I think. It was just really fucking boring. And I just did not like this movie at all. And the fact that I accidentally watched the director's cut, which is usually the preferred cut by anybody, and the fact that it was so bad was just such a disappointment to me, because this is why Vinegar Syndrome is amazing. It's because they have these awesome slipcovers with awesome text and artwork, and I'll have to cut. Okay, here we go. And you have like your very, I guess, sexy, artwork on the back that's promising you a fun time. And all of these women are just tools for the plot. None of them have characters, and that was kind of the biggest disappointment to me, because this movie has nothing going on the entire time. And you can see here, even on the front, that the creature just looks like a creature from the Black Lagoon. And it moves just like it. It even has the little mouth thing from Alien that the Xenomorph has, where the little alien comes out. It has that. There's just nothing else to talk about with this movie. So I guess I would answer the question of would I have bought this? if I did not have the subscription, and probably I would have bought it. I probably would have been suckered in by the slip. Excuse me, hiccups. Oh, I would have been suckered in by the slipcover for sure. If I had gotten this movie without a slip and it looked like this, I would have been like, pass. I would not have gotten this. It was just so dreary and boring. It was just so bad. I did not like this movie at all. I thought if they did something new, something creative, it would have been good. There's a different movie. I think it's Through the Fire from last year, which is like October, I think, is when the package came out where it included that along with Killer's Delight and The Lamp. Those three movies in that package. I think Through the Fire is very similarly structured in terms of the storylines and the monster and everything like that. But what I loved about Through the Fire, which I actually have a review on the channel, so if you want to go really deep into what I think of that movie, go watch the review. I'm just going off of memory here, but what I really liked about that movie is that it had just enough unique elements that it kept me interested throughout. It had a really cool creature design in that movie, which is understandable because the makeup artist from Beyond, from Stuart Gordon's film, worked on Through the Fire. And it was wonderful. It wasn't the best movie ever, but I thought it was fun, entertaining, unique. Kept my attention for an hour and a half, and this one was like 80 something minutes. 97 minutes. So it's not the shortest Vinegar Syndrome title. I mean, a lot of Vinegar Syndrome titles are usually in the upper 80s, early or low 90s. And this one was upper 90s. And that should have been my first hint because the pacing of this movie is so slow and bad. But I think I've said enough. I would not have bought this if I did not have the subscription. I will probably trade this when when the year ends and I do my wrap-up video for the whole subscription, which I have not decided whether I want to get the subscription again or not, but we'll see when we get the price tag. But I don't know what my next movie will be on the Vinegar Syndrome May package reviews, but I guess we can only go up from here, right? So thank you all so much for watching, and please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much.